box squat. Now, this is a great regression before you work towards performing a full depth squat. Now here I'm using a bench. You can get away with using anything. You can use a chair, you can use a plyometric box, whatever you want to use, so long as it's a firm surface that you can sit onto and one that isn't going to slide from underneath you if you apply some horizontal force to it potentially. So general rule of thumb is, however, you want to be at knee level or just below. Anything sort of above that point, unless you're really starting from a lower point, from a weaker point, is just gonna be too easy and sort of pointless. You still wanna challenge yourself. So ideally, something at knee level or just below. Anything less than that is gonna be a bonus. Anything too low, you're better off just doing a squat without the implement there. So, standing nice and close to your bench or your box, feet are hip width apart or just outside of hip width, depending on your preference. Toes are slightly pointed out. Depending on your preference, you might feel comfortable with toes straight or out further. Don't be afraid to play with it. Hands crossing over our shoulders and then just sitting down into a squat, rocking back onto the chair, let the bench take the full weight of you, rocking forward, stand up. Sit back, rock forward, stand up. Sit back, rock forward, stand up. Pretty straightforward. Some things to keep in mind are, one, where you're putting the pressure of your foot on the ground. We want even pressure against our entire foot. At no point should you be shifting bias to the heels or to the toes. So a good way to think about it is just making sure you're pushing through the center of your foot. That'll ensure that you're pushing through your entire foot. Other than that, controlling your knees, you want to make sure that there isn't too much movement happening. If there's a small degree of change as you perform the exercise, that's okay. But if it's to the point where your feet are literally peeling off the floor because of your knee movement, then you need to rein that back in and control it, okay? A small degree movement is okay, but ideally the knees should just track in line with the feet. So wherever the feet are, the knees will travel in line with them. Other than that, focus on control. Don't use momentum. Try not to excessively rock up. Just a small amount of rock when coming off the bench is okay. Ideally, you want to be controlling the movement through all ranges until you get to the part where you're seated and then coming back up again. Control is key.